Hi guys, my name is Peter and welcome to a new video. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can create an S3 bucket using Terraform. So I have already made a video on how you can create an EC2 instance using Terraform, and I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check it out. But in this video let us see how we can create an S3 bucket using Terraform. Not only that, I'm going to also show you how you can upload a text file or basically an object onto your bucket as well. So here I have opened up my VS Code, and already I have opened a folder called as Terraform-tutorial, and onto this folder I'm going to create a file named as main.tf. Yeah, that's it. So we have got the main.tf file ready. So the first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to set up the provider. So I'm going to search for AWS provider Terraform. So let's open up the first link over here, and I'm going to copy the entire Terraform part from here and let's paste it right over here. So what this code means is that the cloud service provider that I want to use is basically AWS, and the Terraform need to fetch all the data of AWS from this particular source link, and the version that I want to use is anything above 4.0. So this is the meaning of this particular code. Also I need to configure my provider. So for that I'm going to copy this particular code from here, and let me paste it right over here. So as of now, this means that I actually want my resources to be created in the US-East-1 region. But not only that, I also need to provide some credentials so that Terraform can communicate with my AWS account. For that I need my access_key as well as my secret_key. So these are the two credentials that I actually need so that Terraform would be able to connect with my AWS account. So let us get that now. So in order to get your access key, let us go to the security credentials right over here, and in this particular page you can scroll down until you find the access key section. So as you can see, as of now I don't have any access key, so I'm going to create a new access key. So I'm going to click on this button right here. I want a third party access key. I'm going to check mark this and I'm going to click on next, create access key, and I'm going to download my .csv file. Alright, so make sure that you save your access key, and more than that, make sure that you don't share your access key with anyone. I will be deleting this particular access key before this video is going to be published, so take extra care with your access key. So let me open up the access key from here, and I'm going to copy the access key ID from here and I'm going to paste it right over here, and same is the case with the secret key as well. I'm going to paste it right over here. Alright, now we have got the credentials so that Terraform can now successfully communicate with AWS. So as we have discussed in this video, we are going to create an S3 bucket. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for AWS S3 bucket Terraform. Alright, and I'm going to open up the first link for the AWS_S3_ bucket. So this is the official docs of Terraform, and in this particular new page, if you scroll down here, you can see the code. So this is the code that we actually need in order to create our S3 bucket. So let me give a couple of seconds explaining what this code means. So here you are creating a resource, and the type of resource that you're creating is an S3 bucket. So this is gonna be the just an identifier, and this is gonna be the bucket name. So as you know, your bucket name should be unique, not just within your AWS account. Globally, each of the S3 buckets should have a unique name. So you need to provide your bucket name right here, and these are simple tags that you can provide for your bucket. So let me copy this particular code from here and let us paste that here, and I'm going to remove this environment variable from here. Let's save it. Also I'm going to change the identifier to bucket, and now you need to provide a unique name to your bucket. So I'm going to name it as Peter's new S3 bucket 1 2 3 4. So I hope that this is actually a unique bucket name. Alright, now let us take a pause here and basically create these resources, and let's come back, and after that let us upload an object to this bucket. So now I'm going to open up my terminal and make sure that you are in the right directory. So to check which directory you are in, you can enter pwd, which stands for present working directory, and as you can see that I am in the terraform-tutorial directory, which is what holding the main.tf file. After that I'm going to type in terraform init to initialize this particular directory with Terraform, and it can actually take a couple of seconds for Terraform to install onto your directory. Alright, Terraform has been successfully initialized. Now let's type in Terraform plan. So this command is going to give an high level overview of all the different resources that you are gonna provision in this particular Terraform code. So this is a code that helps us to see what all things that you have done. So as you can see, we are planning to add a single resource that is nothing but an S3 bucket. So you can have a look at this, and after that let us create the resource by running the command terraform apply, and this command is again gonna ask for a verification. So we need to type in S to verify that we need to create an S3 bucket. So I'm gonna type in S and I'm gonna press enter, and now AWS is actually gonna send all these data in the form of an API request to AWS. AWS receives the API request, and based on the data in the API request, it is gonna provision the resources in the respective AWS account. So as you can see, currently AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket dot bucket is currently being created. So alright, as you can see, apply complete, resource 1 added. Now let's go to our AWS console and see if the resource has been successfully created or not. So I'm gonna go to AWS and I'm gonna search for S3. And as you can see, we have got our Peter's new S3 bucket 1234 right here in the console, and it is being deployed in the US-East-1 region. And if you open it up, as you can see, there is no objects in it. And now our task is to create an object inside this particular bucket. So for that, let us search for AWS S3 object Terraform. Alright, let's open up the first link. Alright, so this is actually the code that we need, which states that uploading a file to a bucket. So let's copy this particular code from here, and let me minimize the terminal, and I'm gonna paste this code here. Alright, so the resource is gonna be an AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket underscore object. So I'm gonna rename it as file, the identifier as file. So here you need to provide the ID of a bucket. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna remove the entire quotes, and I'm gonna copy the name of the resource, that is AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket from here, and the identifier is bucket. So I'm gonna provide dot bucket, and I want to access the ID, so I'm gonna enter dot ID. So this is the bucket variable that you want to initialize with, that is the bucket variable should be initialized with your bucket's ID, and the key is nothing but it is actually the name of the file that you want to upload. So before that, let us do some slight cleanup. I don't need all these things, so I'm going to remove that from here. So before that, we also need a file that we want to upload, right? So here, right inside our Terraform-tutorial folder, I'm going to create a new file named as hello.txt. Simply I'm going to say hello world. Let's save it, and here in the key I'm going to provide the name of the file, that is hello.txt, and here you need to provide the path to this particular file. So the easiest way is to right click on your file right here and click on copy relative path, and let's paste it right over here. I think that more than that, you can right click on the hello.txt and copy the entire path. I think that would be much better. Let's paste it, let's save it, and now let's see if this works or not. Now you can simply run Terraform plan because now Terraform would intelligently know that there is already an S3 bucket created. Now if I run Terraform plan, you can see what it is going to show. As you can see right now, Terraform is refreshing the state. It is verifying whether the S3 bucket is still there or not. So now we are having a small warning that the argument is depreciated. So that's fine. Let's stick with that for now. And now let us type in Terraform apply and press enter. Now again Terraform is refreshing the state and checking if the S3 bucket is still available, and after that I'm gonna type in S, and now Terraform is actually gonna send this data to AWS, and AWS is gonna upload this object onto our S3 bucket. Let us wait for that to happen. Alright, AWS underscore S3 underscore bucket is being created, and as you can see, resource 1 added. And now if we go back to our AWS console, and now if I go to the buckets, refresh it, and if I open up our bucket, let me refresh it once again. As you can see, we have got our hello.txt file right here. So this is how you can basically create an S3 bucket as well as add an object to S3 bucket, and there's a lot more parameters to it. Like you can provide access control, list permissions like read permission, all these things can be provided. The main objective of this video is that I just want to show you guys how you can do it. So based on the requirement and what you want to do, you can add in those parameters and change things accordingly. So that's it. Now let us also clean up the resources. So first of all, I'm going to delete this particular object from here. Let's delete it. I'm going to copy, permanently delete from here. Let's paste it and click on delete objects. So unless and until you delete all the objects from a bucket, you can't really delete the bucket itself. So now I have deleted the object, and now let's go to Terraform and type in Terraform destroy, so that all the resources are completely being cleaned off. And this is also really good practice after you kind of do all your studying. It is always suggested to clean or destroy all the resources so that you won't generate any unnecessary bill. So now it is again refreshing the state to verify if S3 bucket is still there or not. I will type in S. So now AWS underscore S3 bucket is destroying, and destroy complete, resource 1 destroyed. So now if we go to the console and if we click on buckets, and let me refresh it. As you can see, there is no buckets available, which means that we have successfully destroyed all the resources that we have created. So that's it guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I really hope that you guys got a basic idea regarding how you can create an S3 bucket. Moreover that, I hope that you guys have got an idea regarding how we can search for certain code snippets on the Terraform docs as well. So that's it. Thanks a lot for watching. Please do comment down below what you guys think about the video, or if you have got any queries, please do leave in the comment section. I'll be happy to help. Thanks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.